My name's Joseph Carter, and I am the Mink Man.
I've been an animal lover my entire life. I grew up training cattle dogs and cow horses with my grandfather, and I was an avid falconer in my teens and early 20s. When I was a senior in high school, I started learning about the American mink. I was told that mink were horrible, vicious little animals who were impossible to tame. Challenge accepted. I've been in love with mink ever since, and have devoted the last 14 years of my life to learning about this marvelous little predator. I get mink from fur farms and give them a new life. In this new life, my mink live as naturally as possible, even hunting for their dinner the way a wild mink would.
So come join me on my adventures as we learn more about this intense little predator, the amazing American mink. Ready to go, little buddy? Huh? Ready to go hunting? Okay. There we go. Got our little GPS tracker on him. Got our little ferret finder on him. That way you're nice and safe. We can get you back. Huh, buddy? Good job, little man. Found a little crayfish. Good job, little man. Looks like there might be fish here. Those sharp turns sure give an indication he's chasing something rather than just searching. He brought me a lighter. Yeah, so I gave him a treat. I was like, ah, what the heck, he brought something. Hey, muskrat, muskrat. Look at that, right up ahead of me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a muskrat up there. He must be trying to find a new home since the canal drained, because I can see him right up ahead of me in some pretty shallow water. Come on, Boon. Let's see if Boon will track it. Yeah, look, he's right on the trail. I don't think he's seen it yet. He's still smelling it. There he goes now. He's gonna see it soon. There, he's got it now. Woohoo! Good job, little man. Oh yeah, good boy. Good boy. Yeah, that's a good mink. That was a good boy. You followed this trail. That was such a good boy, and you brought it right to me. Good boy. Oh, that was sweet. He didn't even hesitate, dude. He brought it right to me. Now you guys might be wondering about all this kicking. He's dead. Just because they're moving doesn't mean they're still alive. The way he's kicking, see how rhythmic it is? Kick, 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 kick. That lets you know that he's dead. If he was alive, he wouldn't be kicking like that. They don't kick so rhythmically. And as soon as they're dead, it's just nerves twitching. And they just rhythmically twitch, 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 twitch. It's a little guy, not very big. I'm guessing he's probably looking for a new home. When the water dropped, he might have been living in a marginal area. And when the water dropped, he had to find a new home. Or it could be when the water dropped, space got tight. So muskrats are very territorial and extremely aggressive towards each other. So what they'll do is when conditions change, let's say, you know, this canal is full of water, there's tons of food, tons of places to live, lots of water to escape into if a predator comes, so they feel nice and comfortable. Well, they will live and comfortably with each other and not be bickering and fighting. But then when the water drops, all of a sudden resources get scarce, right? They're all crammed into the same burrow, you know, shoulder to shoulder with each other, because the other burrows, the water's dried up and there's little to no protection if a predator comes along. So they get all crammed in together, they get fighting. Sometimes those fights lead to fatalities and the muskrats will outright kill each other. Other times it leads to horrible injuries. You'll find muskrats with chunks out of their tails, big slices out of their back end, sometimes even dragging entrails. Their guts are literally hanging out as they walk from those fights with each other. And then other times they just move on before it gets to that, and you find them wandering like this little guy looking for a new home. Now chances are he was probably going to die anyway. Whether we found him or not, some hawk, this water is way too shallow. If you look at this water, obviously it gets deep in places and shallow in places, but if something was to see him out in this shallow water, it doesn't matter what it is, he's dead, right? Coyote, fox, dog, hawk, owl. I mean, he has no way of escaping. He's just toast. He pretty much has to try and fight it out, like he did with Boon. He just turned around and said, well, there's no way I can escape, so I might as well fight. And of course, that didn't turn out so well for him. Boon's a little too tough for that. But yeah, he's not a very big guy. I would say probably born in the summer. He definitely could be bigger, but he would be at this point considered a sub-adult. He's able to live totally on his own and has been for months. Muskrats actually can live on their own at a surprisingly young age because their mothers produce offspring pretty soon after they're born. They only have a few weeks to a couple months to move on to their new place. You know, typical rodents, they breed so quickly. They're kicked out of the home pretty early on. At a pretty young age, they can get out, fend for themselves. So this guy's been able to fend for himself for probably several months now. And if you look at his fur's extra gray. I wish I had an adult to compare it to. So he's right in between a real young one and a full adult. Pretty fun. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll show you more next time. Yeah, you did a great job. You tracked that down like a little bloodhound, huh? You did a good job, huh? You found that muskrat, you found some dead stuff that he even brought me a broken lighter. Oh, you're such a good boy. That's in your face this way. So actually what I thought Boon brought me out of the water was a blue lighter. It's actually an old shotgun shell. Look at that. My next door neighbor tells me that back in the day he used to just walk out his back door and go hunting. Back before obviously a lot of the neighborhood was built up, but back when my house was newer and the neighbors' houses were newer, they would just go walk right out in their backyard and go pheasant hunting. So I guess this is a remnant of those days. And Boon found it and brought it to me and got a treat. Silly little mink. Now, if you're really wanting to dive into mink and learn the nitty-gritty details, I would strongly recommend you read my book, The New Sport of Minkenry.
If you would like to support us, you can buy a shirt or hat, or consider becoming one of my faithful patrons. Just go to the links in the description below.